And here we go. Tampa, Montreal, Stanley Cup Finals. What can get better than this? Canadian team going to the Stanley Cup Finals first time in 10 years since Vancouver did it in 2011. For Tampa, they're back looking to be repeat winners. And they're high-flying Tampa Bay Lightning, but Montreal high-flying as well. We have lots to talk about. So, I'm not going to go over my bracket anymore here because that's very unnecessary to talk about at this point. Alright, so Tampa, Montreal, Game 1 is Monday, June 28th in Tampa at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. for you on the West Coast. Alright, so Tampa Bay, 36-17-3, 75 points. They beat Florida in 6 games, Carolina in 5, Islanders in 7 games, 12-6 record. They've scored 58 goals along 37 points leaders. Kucherov, 27 points, leading the league. Points, 14 goals, 20 points. He scored in 9 of his last 10 games. Alex Killorn, 17 points. Stamkos, 17 points. Victor Hedman, 16 points. Goaltending, Vasilevsky, 12-6, 936 save percentage. Power play, 37.7%. They're second in the league, but obviously Colorado is number 1. But so technically they're first because Colorado was eliminated. Penalty killing is 4th in the league, 83%, and they have no notable injuries. For Montreal, 59 points in the regular season, beating Toronto in 7 games, sweeping Winnipeg, and beating Vegas in 6 games, 12-5 record. They've scored 43 goals, allowing 37 against. Points leaders, Tyler Toffoli, 14 points. Nick Suzuki, 13 points. Cole Caulfield, 9 points. Corey Perry, 9 points. Yoel Armia, 8 points. Carey Price, 934 save percentage. It's going to be a goaltending battle between Vasilevsky and Carey Price. Power play, 20.9%, 7th in the league. That has improved. Penalty killing, 93.5%, 1st in the league. I haven't seen this good of a penalty killing team in a long time. Well, granted, I haven't watched hockey for very long. It's basically just my 10th year of watching hockey. And yeah, I've watched it since I was a kid. And even though I'm still technically one right now, I've watched hockey for a long time, and I haven't seen this good of a penalty-killing team in ages. Notable injuries, Jake Evans, I believe he's still out with a concussion. And of course, Dominic Ducharme not here to coach, but that's not an injury, is it? Alright, so let's talk about some storylines here before we go over our prediction. So, it's late June. Normally around this time of year, we'll be doing the NHL draft. We'll be re-signing players, free agency on the horizon. But this year, it's a special year. We have a Stanley Cup final to look forward to heading into July. So, the Lightning are back for the 2nd year in a row and eyeing a title defense after they won in the Edmonton bubble last September. And this time they'll have a chance to win in front of their home fans. About 15,000 people allowed in Amalie Arena. And the series will shift to Game 3 to La Belle Province, the Montreal Canadiens La Centre Belle. And before I do talk about Montreal, what a story Montreal's been winning against Vegas on St. Jean-Baptiste Day. That's certainly a great story for sure. And Montreal fans are going to get some 1993 vibes through this underdog run. Everything on the line now. Let's see how they match up. So, the playoff team stats here, you can see the stats here, but I'll read some more stats out for you right now. Montreal, 2.53 goals for per game, 2.18 goals against per game, 20.9 power play percentage, 93.5 penalty killing. Tampa, 3.22 goals for per game, 2.06 goals against per game, And the power play 37.7, penalty killing 83. So Tampa Bay, very much an offensive team. Big storyline here is Canada has its first Stanley Cup finalist in a decade, as the Montreal Canadiens claimed the Clarence Campbell Bowl for the first time in team history. What a strange year. But unlike the President's Trophy Vancouver Canucks that last represented the North in the final, this year's Montreal Canadiens are underdogs. 18th in the league, 16th ranked playoff team. They overcame a 3-1 series deficit, and they've drawn comparisons to other teams that went on unexpected runs, like the LA Kings in 2012. And these Habs are similar to them. It's not quite the Kings. 17th in goals per game. A very low-scoring team, similar to the LA Kings, but not quite. But you get the idea. And some comparisons, so some fun comparisons are the winking goaltenders, remember from 1993, and now in 2021, Patrick Roy, Carey Price. It's a thing. So the Canadiens are going to experience a different foe, and this foe will be the toughest for sure. The Lightning, defending champs, in their near-perfect mix of everything you could want, from quickness and puck skills to patience to physical play, brains, and brawn. The Lightning have a chance to be the first repeat winners since the Penguins in 2016 and 2017. But Montreal has morphed into something no one could imagine. And they were trailing 3-1 against Toronto in first round, but now they've beaten Winnipeg, they've beaten Vegas, and the Lightning are as tough as ever. Top 5 in goals against, power play, and penalty killing in the regular season. But we're not here to talk about regular season, are we? But even in the playoffs, Tampa has been top 5 in virtually every stat. And Vasilevsky is more than capable of going save for save with Carey Price, and that may be something the other goaltenders have not been able to match. This will be the best match in goaltending so far in these playoffs, with how these two have been playing. A big question for each team is Montreal, can they erase the opposition stars? Can they frustrate Kucherov, Point, Stamkos, all those players? We know that Philip Deneau has earned a lot of shine for his role in frustrating the likes of Austin Matthews, Blake Wheeler, and Mark Stone. He'll be another central figure in trying to stop that top 6 for Tampa, which, unlike the Golden Knights, have scored at a torrid rate. Every step of the way, Montreal has faced an opponent that has lost a key center. John Tavares, Mark Scheifele, Chandler Stevenson, all gone at some point in the series. So, this time, Tampa will have centers Point, Cirelli, Gordon, Johnson, all healthy. I'm not predicting anything, but could that little pattern keep going? I'm not wishing any harm on Tampa. Braden Point scored a goal in 9 straight games until being kept off the board in Game 7 by the Islanders, so one shy of tying Reggie Leach's all-time record. But that doesn't take away from how many goals Braden Point has scored. And they have Kucherov, Stamkos, and Killorn, all there and high-scoring players, that's for sure. Even against the New York Islanders, they were able to score at a torrid rate. The Montreal penalty killing hasn't allowed a goal since Game 4 against Toronto, and now they meet a deadly power play at 37.7%. Now, for Tampa, I'm going to say, okay, actually, before I move on here, I'm going to go over my prediction, which is Montreal in 6 games. Now, before I go over my reasoning for that, let me go over the chances, I think, that both teams have to win here. Tampa, will they try to disturb Price in the crease? Golden Knights got far too complacent, and they just really took shots on the perimeter. Even though they got a lot of shots, the Habs' presence of sizable defensemen really shut them down. Now, a job here for Pat Maroon, Barclay Goodrow, Blake Coleman. Maybe they should make Price a little uncomfortable. Maybe tapping away at his pads, disturbing him. For Montreal, I think their path to winning here is definitely going to be penalty killing and defensive play. Now, have the Montreal Canadiens played a defensively minded game? I guess they have. What they've shown against the Golden Knights, definitely more than the Islanders could have shown. Because the Islanders, yes, they played very well defensively, but they didn't score any goals. They scored 7 goals in 7 games. For Montreal, though, no, they haven't been shut out very much. The Habs have scored. They've scored first, and when they do, they haven't looked back. But so has Tampa. Tampa, when they score the first goal, they don't look back either. I think both teams have 2 losses. I think they're like 11-2 when they score first. I think both of the teams are that good. So my prediction, Montreal in 6 games, is going to be controversial. But I think the goaltending battle will be very, very close. Who scores first will be a big thing, and a grit versus talent discussion. Tampa has not faced much adversity at all, to be honest. Injuries, they've been healthy all the time. Montreal has been plagued with injuries, with players playing through injuries, the coach being sidelined, Jake Evans being sent to concussion protocol and missed a lot of games. Jeff Petrie's eyes, it looked like Montreal is just persevering even though they face so much adversity. So it's hard to see them bowing down here. But of course Tampa will be the favorite, and I don't doubt that. Habs penalty killing. I think if they do what they did against Vegas, I don't expect them to do that as good as they did against Vegas, because Vegas' power play wasn't good to begin with. But Tampa is a good power play, so we'll see. The Habs have gone through so much, and they look like they're rolling. And yes, it's an upset. I don't say that this is not an upset. This is not a possibly completely stupid pick. But I have faith in these Montreal Canadiens, and I do think they have a very solid chance in stopping Tampa. Tampa, don't underestimate the Montreal Canadiens, because they have been great. They put up defensive clinics, and if Montreal continues that, I can't see Tampa beating them. But on the other hand, if Tampa breaks through, obviously, then Montreal will say goodbye. I think the first few games will really determine if Montreal has what it takes to play with the defending champions, or will Tampa roll over Montreal? We'll really see for sure on Monday. So that's going to be it for my preview here. And yeah, it's going to be some great hockey. So thanks for watching, and smash the like button if you enjoyed it. And the playoff hockey coming to a close in 2 weeks. Boy, I'll miss it. So I'll be continue to monitoring hockey, and this has been an amazing season so far, and I hope it continues. Officiating, I hope it's good. Whatever the result is, I just hope it's a fair one. Alright, so that's going to be it from me. Montreal for the win, guys. Les habitants. I hope they can win it. Bonne chance to Montreal and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Until next time, we'll see you later. Take care, everyone.